it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger than ever. Hour after hour, work is never over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger than ever. Hour after hour, work is never over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger than ever. Work it never over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger than ever. Hour after hour, work is never over.
Hello everyone, this is Otaku here on Otaku Approved, and in this video review I give you Enchanted Arms for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. Now this is an interesting Japanese role-playing game because it's very different layout on combat. It's, but first, storyline. You play as Atsuma. He's a student going to the Enchant University in Yokohama City. He seems to be like the lazy type, the guy who snoozes a lot, and he doesn't really do good on making, doing magic, but his right arm is very powerful and can do some pretty nasty stuff, and that's what makes students worry about him. So, his best friends are Motoko and Toya, and all three of them were going in a forbidden part of the university when Asuma's dog was wandering in there, and of course Asuma goes in after the dog. And before you know it, they break a seal, they unleash a very nasty boss, or devil golem, called the Ice Queen, and the devil golems are kind of like your Pokemon, but they can think and talk like humans, but it's really weird. It's like, I'm not going too much into the storyline here, but it's definitely something you gotta check out. Later on in the storyline, Atsuma's whole city gets frozen over by the Ice Queen, and he must go on a journey, of course, in classic Japanese RPG style, make new friends, and fight new enemies, eventually giving the Ice Queen a little payback. But not all what it seems in the game. I'll just leave it at that for the storyline. Now, gameplay-wise is very interesting. It uses like a top-down strategy view where it's kind of like chess gone haywire, basically. You move your characters on the board like so in different squares and boxes, and they have different style of attacks, which makes them, different range and how powerful they can be. And overall, it's a pretty good Japanese RPG. It's not the best out there or really great, but it's a good, solid RPG adventure. Now, graphically, this game was released back in, I want to say 2006, and it obviously shows, but it still looks like a good game, the environments themselves look like the city looks really good, while the outdoor environments look really pan and pale and, just something kind of generic, basically. But the in-game towns ones are, better, and even then, they look a little bland. Now, as for sound-wise, the music in the game is solid enough that'll get going, and the character voices is good for the Japanese side, but the English voiceovers, I kind of have a problem with it. They're good, but they could be better. And I kid you not, they have one of the most cliche, stereotypical gay voices in this game known to mankind. Seriously, here's a small clip of the Toya kicking some ass, and yeah.
Get your hands off him! Toya is mine! You get that ugly face away from him!
My face? Ugly?
That's right, sister! I'm just telling it like it is, honey.
Okay, now we're done. So, overall, the main differences is with the PS3 version and the 360. You might notice some graphical differences and all that stuff, but they pretty much kind of look the same. The Xbox 360 version will enable you to go on Xbox Live and use your golems, to fight other people, while the PlayStation 3 version doesn't have that opportunity, sadly. So one of the major features of online gameplay is only for the 360 console. And yeah, overall, I'm gonna have to give this game a solid B-. While the graphics-wise is a little bland in some areas, and the voiceover work could be a bit better, it's still a solid Japanese RPG to play, and surprisingly enough, it is published by Ubisoft too. So this is kind of like one of their first JRPGs that they're going into. Again, I give this game a B-. Thank you for all for watching. This is Otaku, signing out.